All right, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. This is going to be our first episode of my podcast, which at least hopefully some of you have watched the first one, episode 0. But if you don't know, anyways, the title of my podcast is called Healing Me, and at least I want to take you guys on this journey as I heal and be the better version of who I want to be, but also in a sense where you guys can come along with me and also heal in the process. And so for today's episode, it's going to definitely be a rerun of episode 0, because episode 0 is technically a test run. So it's for me testing the waters a little bit of how I want the podcast to go, what the things I want to say, and things like that. So I won't lie with you, since this is another run of it, it's going to just be me kind of getting used to everything. So bear with me as we go through this. But hey, it's all about the natural tendencies I want to have and be enjoyable with you guys. So I know what I want to talk about. It's not scripted, and so it's just more the lines of me talking about the things I want to talk about, and for you guys to kind of have a chance to see those things as well. And so yeah. So anyways, at least before we get started, I would hope for you guys to at least grab a drink, grab some food, grab whatever it is for you to get cozy and just relax with me and, feel the process and, get through this time, because I won't lie with you, this first episode is going to be a cringe one, and I feel like many of us wish we did these things too before then. So I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds for that. But also, if you can see, obviously, for those who are watching my video, I also have my drink here, and I also will be drinking too alongside when I'm doing this little podcast with you guys. So I actually got Yoju. I'm gonna drink. I actually wanted to drink all week, not gonna lie with you. So yeah. Ooh, it's foamy. That's better. But anyways. Alright. So the main topic for today's episode is my message of love, and basically correlates and translates to basically saying the things I wish I said. In any case, this episode kind of is dedicated to every individual that I've wanted to say these things to, in a sense of, showing that I cared and appreciated them, telling them that I wish that I knew myself better in a lot of ways, to be able to communicate and do whatever I needed to, be in a good standpoint in whatever relationship dynamic it was. In a sense, it's dedicated to a lot of different people. And I think a lot of times in our lives as we grow older, there will be times where we regret that we never got a chance to say these things. And so I wanted to dedicate this first episode to be very cringy, but also for you to be able to sit and also just, say these things, and at a point in time, forgive yourself. That's the main thing to pull away from it, is that even if you wish you said these things, and you may blame yourself every single day or every single time you think back to a memory, that it's never your fault. And that everything you wish you said, these people who truly care for you, whomever it is, I'm pretty sure they saw that in you, and that they're there for you even if they're not there physically, if they're not here anymore, and if they're presently not there at all. And those you can take or leave, whatever that means. Okay. So, for me, it pertains to my dad. It pertains to a lot of friendships I've made, my soul tribe, my family, a lot of people that I've had to walk away from, to people that I've outgrown, to some people that we just haven't matched our energy or journey anymore, and that it's not like we're parting ways purposely, but because our goals in life are so different that we won't be seeing each other as often anymore. And so this is the dedication to that. So I think that voicing these things are truly important, and that then again, it's a place for you to accept those things that you never got to say to people, especially if they left this earth too soon, or things just went down and just never had a chance to ever show that to people. And so that's why I really wanted to have this episode be that. So here we go, right? So at least I'm going to start with the things I wish I said to people, the things I wish people knew about me, the things I'm super grateful for, the things that, then again, I don't think I'll ever be able to say because it's just not the same anymore. And so hopefully it hits close to home. And obviously, I have my box of tissues here too. I'll definitely get emotional. I'm not going to act like I won't cry because it will definitely happen. But um, I just want to show that that's authentically who I am too. And that you guys feel that for yourself. So here we go. Here are some of the things I wish I said to my dad, to people I loved, to people I walked away from, to those that we never maybe met eye to eye or the circumstances changed. And deep down in my heart, the things I always wanted to say were that I wish you knew that I loved you. I wish you knew that you had a purpose in my life for so many reasons. And that every single day that I think back to memories of you, that they're all positive to me. And that it's the greatest honor to be able to be in so many presences in my life and learn new things about myself, even when I didn't want that. I wish you knew that I cared about you. I wish you knew that I was going to be the person that would be there forever and be your shoulder to cry on. You know, it's hard to recognize those things and say it. It's not easy. You know, sometimes I want to say that I wish you appreciated me for who I was. I wish you knew that even if I carried a lot of baggage on my shoulders, that irregardless of how I was, I wanted you to accept yourself, but I also wanted you to accept me. I didn't seek anything more than that. I just wish you saw the person that I see in myself and the person you see in yourself. And in any case, with the journey that I have and wanting to wish to say all these things to you, the main thing I want to take away from is I just wish you were open to me and being vulnerable and accepting and just talk to me. I wish you were just open enough to do that. I don't blame you. I don't blame anything you've done. There's a lot to talk about in so many cases of what I've been through and what I've wished to say. But at the end of the day, I'm not able to tell you those things anymore. And the only thing I can do now is to keep moving on in my journey and carry these memories that I don't want to disappear ever again. You know, a lot of times with everything that has happened and how sometimes in my day-to-day life that I may forget a lot of things and I forget a lot of memories that I wish I remembered, and it's not easy to have that anymore. As I grow older and I become forgetful, those memories of you start to disappear. And I grow, and sometimes those memories of those that I've left behind are no more. But I do choose to move on and be positive, and you know, even if I was never able to tell you these things or what I've wanted to say, it's that when I sit with myself and I think about it, there's nothing that can compare to my journey if I didn't have you in my life. If you weren't here, if you were never there with me, then I would have never learned these things I needed to know about myself and my journey. And that even if it saddens my heart to say that you're not here anymore, you're not on this earth, you're not here physically with me, and we're at a distance with each other, that it's all about what I can take away from it, I think. And there's nothing more I could say that could compare to everything that I felt, because, you know, I always want to say so much more. And really sitting here being able to say those things, there's some things that I can't even remember to say anymore because, you know, it's hard to think about it, especially since when I sit with myself and my thoughts versus actually speaking out loud, I don't remember everything anymore. It's just like how I think of the memories of you. and it changes day by day. Truthfully, it does. And no matter how much I want to hang on to things, and I wish I said a lot of things then. I wish you loved me just the way I loved you. I wish you knew I was your ride or die. Or I wish that you were just being you, loving me, loving yourself, being there for me, being the support I wish I always had, being a father figure, being a supportive figure, whatever it may be, that at the end of the day, you lose those things and you have to let go. I wish I didn't have to let go. I wish I could tell you more of the things I appreciated about you and I thanked you for. But things happen and things move away in life, and I can't hold on to everything when I want to be greedy and selfish. It's just how it is. But at least I do also want to say the things I'm thankful for and I appreciate. I appreciated you accepting me at least with who I was, even no matter how broken I was and my jealous tendencies and my insecurities, that nothing compares to the love that I was given. I truly thank the soul that was given to me and how I learned to love myself when I never did before. It was so hard for me to ever sit and think of the fact that I never said thank you to a lot of people, not even presently. And I can't even imagine thinking about the future of how I don't do that. I try to do it more than I can account for, but I think actions can speak louder than words. You can always say, I'm thankful for you. I appreciate you. And of course, people can hear those depths of your voice, but it doesn't account for, all the things that could take place. And at least I thank you for being in existence with me in this time. I appreciate the laughs you gave me. I appreciate the memories that you gave your time to create with me and to build a better version of me that I never thought I would be. There's nothing more rewarding to know that I wouldn't be who I am without you, in a sense. And my heart and my memories will always stay the way they are, in hopes that the kindness I exude and the things I've learned are just meant for me, not for everybody else. So, if you understand what I mean. But in any case, I feel like at least, that as time goes by, and my journey changes every time I think about it, to be honest. And even if you aren't a part of it anymore, that doesn't change me nor the memories I have of you either. They'll always be the greatest things I pull away from my thoughts, and I don't want to erase them. I won't lie with you. Truthfully, I don't ever want to let go of things that I know that are so great in magnitude that sometimes it gives me sadness that I had to move away from these things. It's not to say that I want to forget. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes I outgrow it. But I do always want to keep them, because then I wouldn't be who I was or who I am now. I wouldn't be able to take this journey that I'm on for my next cycle in my life, where I seek so much growth and power to myself to choose myself when I never did before. Then again, I wouldn't learn those things without being in whatever relationship I had with you. I do choose you. I choose everything about you. I still do and always will. But at this point in time, I choose me. I choose to heal me. I choose me over anything else that you could give, because if I couldn't take care of myself, how would I ever take care of anybody else too? You know? How could I water my own seed if I kept giving it to other people? Then I wouldn't grow. And so, even if I have to sit here and say that I wish I never had to do these things, and I wish I never had to sit in a place where I have to share this, but at the end of the day, letting things go and letting it be is what's best for me, and it's what's best for you. And I choose that with happiness and pride in the things I say. But at the end of the day, too, nothing beats the memories I created with you. And I choose to take that with me in any journey I go now. But even if I am repeating myself, and even if it's not ideal that I say the same things over and over again, but I'm accepting of the fact that I don't blame myself anymore for not being able to say the things I wish I told you. At the end of the day, you chose me to be in your life. And you allowed me to be there. And I should be accepting of that. And that I knew you loved me the way I loved you. In any case, you did choose me, right? Or at least I hope so. Even if I will miss those days and the memories that I could have created more each day, that it doesn't devalue the relationship I had. The core memory of everything is that there will always be distance. There will always be indifference too. There will always be change, and being comfortable to being uncomfortable, to being vulnerable and not being vulnerable. But I forgive myself. I forgive you. I don't blame you for any of the things I've been through. I do truly wish you understood how hurt you made me. I truly wish that each day that goes by that we grew together, but I can't change that. Nor can I change you. And I respect that. And with respect, I want to give that respect back to me too. There will always be a lot of things I wish I said. Things I thanked you for, things I appreciated, to things I want to tell you I hate about you. But inevitably, I think it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to take my journey and keep moving forward. That I do love you. Still do. Always will. And even if I'm not able to say that anymore because you're not here, that is the last thing I want to say. And it is what it is. So, those are all the things I wish I said. Even to my dad. To my loved ones. To my families. To my ex-lovers. To my friends that I no longer am with anymore. To present friends. To whomever. And, for all of you listeners, that even if I'm not able to exude the right words, not even account for all the things I actually wanted to say, not gonna lie with you, there's so much more I wanted to say, but I couldn't even think straight because, not gonna lie with you, it's hard. But hopefully that in having this moment to sit with yourself, or to hear me say the things I wish I said to people, that you have a right to sit and know that you feel these things, and that you will always wish that, and you may at one point regret that you never said it. Sometimes you may even blame yourself for not getting a chance to say it. And even also because you choose to be resentful or hateful or whatever it may be for not being able to say these things, that you don't forgive yourself. And so the main takeaway is that even if I sat here and became cringe, and I said the same things over and over again about memories and how I wish I said I loved you, to you being here, that what is meant to spark is that you should forgive yourself. You shouldn't blame yourself for not being able to say these things. Because you knew that in that moment of time, that the connection you grew with somebody or you created with someone is that they were there for a reason. They were there to give you love. They were there to give you lasting memories that you take away with you in the next journey in your life. And that's the one thing that I want to take away from this episode for you guys, is that forgive yourself and begin to love yourself, and don't blame yourself because you never got the chance to say these things. It may be cringe, but in this journey of healing, being accepting of you and being accepting of things you wish you said to even presently say, it's the only way to get you where you want to be. And so, for this episode of my message of love and the things I wish I said, is that at least we're done with the first part, right? Accepting it, learning that, forgiving yourself. So, I appreciate you all listening to my first episode of my podcast. I appreciate you being here, and I thank you for taking the opportunity on me, even though it was hard for me. But I'm glad to be at least part of your journey in healing, and that in our next episodes to come, that you'll come back and join me and have a chance to listen in on the things I have to say and what we can heal together with. And so, at least a snippet into our next episode. I have a lot to still say about this episode, but I think it's best to leave it at that because I am repeating myself. But for our next episode, it's gonna be very much on tangent with this one, not too far off, might be a little off, but our next episode is going to be about the apologies you have always wanted to hear, or the apologies you wish you said to people. And it goes hand in hand with this one, but that's definitely the snippet of the next episode. So then again, I appreciate you guys all listening in, and hopefully you got to eat some of your snacks and have your drink and enjoy your time here with me, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I appreciate you guys joining me. So until then, have a wonderful night, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you guys.